Welcome to JK Games, the game podcast where we bring you the gaming news we care about.
And maybe some that we don't.
And whether if you play on easy mode. I do know how to do this.
Or whether if you like a good challenge.
This is a show, I promise, that we will attempt to level up your gaming knowledge. Gaming knowledge.
Jerica, it's a good summer to be a gamer.
It's a great summer. It's the perfect summer to be watching showcases because that is the season we're in.
It is. It definitely feels like we're getting a lot of looks. We're getting a lot of dates. We're getting a lot of sneak peeks. Hi, it's Jordan OMG in the chat. Hi, friend.
Spams the air horn.
Well, if you have no idea what we're talking about, first of all, my name is Kayla. I am one of your hosts.
And I'm Jerica, your other host, and today we are talking all about video games, and this is a hefty episode. We are going to try to... There's still events, I think, happening tomorrow, but in the last 3 days, I don't know, there's been multiple showcases. A lot of new games have been announced, and we are going to try our best to highlight and recap the things that we say in our motto. Is it a motto intro?
Sure.
We're gonna talk about things we cared about.
Yeah.
And with all those showcases, so.
Mm-hmm. We're going to hit on the big ones for sure. Because, I mean, there is a lot, but definitely, like Jerica said, impossible to go through every single thing. And today is going to be kind of a news-heavy episode. Normally, we lay our episodes out in 3 different modes. Our easy mode, which we will talk about first, because I want to hear about Jerica's experience with some games she's been playing recently. Where we talk about what we've been playing. Easy mode, it's casual. Yeah.
Haven't been playing Destiny. It's been other things. I've been playing a lot of other things. And this is one hint.
Hey, if you're watching the video.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry. If you're listening, you can't see, but this is I've received, I said received, like I got this as a gift. I bought this off eBay. The seller's in Japan, and they picked up this for me. I spent money for this, but it is a Tears of the Kingdom shirt that is Nintendo license, and I think you can get it from the Nintendo store in Japan. I'm using my UV light because guess what?
Wow.
You can't hold on. Let me turn off my light.
Ooh, show us.
Hold
After
on.
Dark. JK Games After Dark.
That's not this kind of show yet. Might change.
That is so cool. I love that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
It's really bright.
Yeah.
Bright.
It's so cool. I love stuff that glows in the dark. I have a story to tell you about like glow in the dark things another time. Not for the show, but it's really funny. Let me see if I turn my light back on.
That's the secret show, you guys. Well, you guys can't see that.
Yeah, secret glow in the dark show. Yeah.
Yeah, freaking cool. That shirt has Zonai powers. Is that how you say that?
Yes, it does. Yes. Yep.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm excited to hear more about that from you. And then today we're just going to be talking about the different showcases. If you don't already, let's do our loadout. We gotta put on your superpower shirt like Jerica has. We're going to do our loadout really quick. Go ahead and follow us if you don't already. We don't have a question of the week. We kind of did. We asked on our Instagram and Twitter what you guys were most excited for the Summer Game Fest. And a lot of the stuff that you guys said, Fable, Final Fantasy, there's some other couple of responses, but thank you guys for engaging there. All got talked about. A lot of y'all's wishes you spoke into existence.
Man. We'll get to it later, but Xbox just totally stole the summer of Game Fest. Like, great show.
It really was great. I didn't get to watch all of it in its entirety. Fae Farm!
Well,
I forgot about that. Jerica, I forgot I should have had you pull footage. But
it's not too late. I'll get it.
Fae Farm, pull it. Was that from, that was from...
I think that was from Game Fest, right?
Yeah, I can't remember which.
So I remember Jeff Keighley saying, yes, we had Fae Farm and something that was just totally on the other side. The other sort of, It was like a scary game or something. He made a joke. He's like, "Yeah, we just have this and Fae Farm all in one show."
Yeah, I am very excited about that. You guys know I'm a farming simulator girly. Okay, so thank you for bringing that up. It's Jordan. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, Jeff Keighley was like, "Hey, I know you love variety, so yes, we have Fae Farm and this other game. I forgot the name of the game. I wish I could remember.
Was
it was
it
probably
Banishers?
like something about Huh?
Banishers of New Eden. That one. That one looked cool.
Maybe
though.
It seemed a little wild. Like, I don't know what it was, but it was some game that maybe someone was going through the pits of hell, and then you also here's a trailer for Fae Farm, that sort of thing.
Yes, so that's exciting. But yes, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, JK Games Podcast. You can see when we're going live. You can answer questions. You can talk with us. We mentioned this on the last episode, but Jerica has a really exciting thing coming up where she's going to be on Kind of Funny Games Daily. Woo!
Yeah, everybody's going to be like, who is that girl? Why is she here? But I'm just going to pretend I've been there the whole time.
Yeah.
In the toilet. I've been hiding in the toilet. Like, what? I'm sorry. I just normally that's my office is the toilet.
Yeah.
So.
But I mentioned that to say that we will be sharing on social media when she is doing that. What are the dates, Jerica?
June 20th and the 21st.
So keep an eye out on those days, y'all. Very exciting things. So yeah, follow us there. And then if you're not watching live, we do our episodes live and then we upload them to YouTube if you want to watch visuals. Today, we're going to have some trailers provided by lovely Jerica. So you got some visuals to look at if you haven't already watched some things. So that's also JK Games Podcast. So that is all for our loadout. So we can go ahead and hop right on in to some easy mode. What you been playing, Jerica? Let's talk about it.
Just killing Tears of the Kingdom. When I say killing, it doesn't mean like I'm actually like progressing or murdering it. Sometimes I do just throw my controller out of frustration because I'm just not an engineer and I'm trying to make these devices and ships and boats and cars and nothing really works the way I intend it. But that's actually the joy of this game. Mm-hmm. It's just making stuff and seeing your failures come to real life, really.
Of course.
It's so much fun. Like, I don't want to actually... there's so much in there, so I don't really need... There's not really a problem of I don't want to rush through this.
Yeah. Because
there's no way you can rush... I mean, technically, I think you can rush through it, but there's a lot to explore. I feel like I finally sort of landed on what about Tears of the Kingdom that makes me love it so much. And, I bought a t-shirt. I mean, I love it so much. I want everyone to know how much I love Tears of the Kingdom. And I didn't really have this feeling with Breath of the Wild. And I finally and maybe I just missed it. It could be me just being not a great Zelda gamer. I don't know. But with this one, I do feel like I know the world is bigger. Like there's 3 different levels to this game. There's the sky, of course, the planet, Hyrule, I guess. And then underneath, there's a whole other world called the deeps or the depths. So there's 3 equally like explorable. Well, the sky's not as much because it's in the sky and there's, air in between the platforms in the sky. But there's a lot to explore. And I feel like everywhere I go in this game where I'm just being curious, exploring, I wonder if I can get up there. I wonder if I can build something to fly me up there or down there or get to that other place that I see in the distance. And I feel like every time I can get there, one, it's a celebration because once I make it there in my own way, you get to be really creative with how you get to places.
Yeah.
Once you get there, figure out how to get there, there's usually something there to play with, explore, build. A Korok. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm a new Zelda fan here, so I might be butchering that name.
That's funny.
Might find a Korok seed and its friend that you're trying to reunite with this other friend. And it's just everywhere I look, I'm rewarded. And it's so addicting. That is so addicting to me. And it is, I feel like a little kid playing it and I love it so much.
That's the whole point,
It's been my game of the year. It's probably my game, I don't know, of the last few years. I have not had this, Nintendo expert here, one of our friends, Josh, friend of the show, says I pronounced it correctly. Heck yeah, I'm a real fan.
Wow.
But no, and there's just so many things you can do in the game, and it's and I think the other thing is there's no pressure to do it a certain way.
Yeah.
Like when I play games, sometimes I get like decision paralysis a lot, even just trying to decide what game to play.
Yeah.
So when I've even playing the game, especially when it's sort of up to me, like leveling up your skill tree, or in Destiny, should I be grinding to get this gear in hopes of maybe getting, there's a lot of choices in a lot of games lately, which I love. I love having choices, but sometimes it's just too many choices. And you feel like you're going to miss something if you don't do something in the right order.
I totally agree. I feel the same way.
I don't know if I know you've played not Fallen Order, Survivor recently.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you sort of gotten any of those moments with that game.
Mm-hmm. I have.
But yeah, you're worried if you progress or do this, you're not going to get the experience that you might miss out on something.
Yeah, especially if it's a big game. Like you're like, okay, well, like I couldn't go back at this point and redo this. Like you're trying to like rationalize it in your brain. Like, okay, I got to do this and this, and you have like a to-do list where you don't really feel like you have like a checklist. You have to meet the quota and.
No, well, you get things to do, and you will discover side quests in the world, which I've been doing a few of those here and there. And no, I do have a little bit of a list to accomplish, but really there's no right order to do things. I'm just literally going with the flow. I'm not even looking up guides, really. I've looked up a couple like shrine ideas, and as soon as I look up the answer, I'm like, I'm so dumb. This was so easy, it makes you feel dumb. But no, like it's really, it definitely, you can play it any way you want to, and I love that. There's no stress playing it. When I hop in, like I just decide I'm just gonna do this. I'm not even gonna progress the story. I'm just gonna go look for these Korok seeds over here and see how many I can find. So yeah, Tears of the Kingdom, amazing game. It's
making
so
you feel like a kid
good.
again. That's so
Makes me feel like a kid again playing this. So that's my little bookend to Tears of the Kingdom. And on the sort of like on the flip side, I've been playing Diablo, which I've never played a Diablo.
In Diablo.
I've never played Diablo before. But I used to play World of Warcraft a lot when I was in college. So I know of these types of games. I know how to play them. I know probably some formulas are going to be cooked into this game. I'm familiar with Blizzard in that aspect, but I've never played it on console, obviously, and I'm playing on PlayStation. And I know the reason why I love Destiny so much is a lot of the same things. It's loot grinding, the leveling, the dungeons, teaming up with someone you don't know, and just playing through some dungeons. It's really rewarding and getting that good loot. So, yeah, I've been playing Diablo, and Audrey has been sort of... she didn't know if she'd like it or not. Audrey, the girlfriend. And I was like, no, you're going to love it. You're going to love Diablo. Like, I really want you just to sit down and try it. Because I'm like, I get it. I know you, and you're going to love this game. So we sat down and you can do couch co-op. So if you're unsure and you know someone that has bought the game, you can log in, make a character, and hop in and play. Like, you have both your characters on screen. So couch co-op is possible with Diablo, which is really neat. I didn't actually know that. So if you know someone that's playing, roll up to their house, knock on their door, and say, hey, can I sit on your couch and try out Diablo? They might be nice enough to let you do it. So she tried it, and literally I tweeted this, but it was 5 hours later, and she's like, yes, I also need to purchase this game so we can play on separate displays now. Yeah. So... oh, yeah. But Diablo, fantastic game. Didn't realize I would be as intrigued by a story of demons and Lilith, the lady demon. She's pretty hot. I like her. But she's bad, apparently. But I'm just like, but I like how she looks. Ooh. She has like this little tail that like... So we're just, I made a rogue. That's my first class that I've made. Nice. And Audrey is a sorceress, I believe. Mm-hmm. So I really like playing as a rogue. I'm currently playing as a hunter on Destiny. So I was like, I might as well go like a hunter fast character. But a lot of stabby, sneaking around, stealthing, zipping around and stabbing your enemies. So really liking playing as a rogue. That's fun.
That's awesome. I haven't played it, but I've watched gameplay and it looks really fun and addictive. I also, when I saw the trailer, was intrigued. Yeah.
And their cutscenes are so good. I mean, speaking, with Overwatch or whatever, like Blizzard's cutscenes are just so freaking good, and I enjoy watching all of those in the game too. So good. I really don't know what's going on, but I like watching it.
I have a question. So does this, I guess, because you're jumping in here, like, does the story matter? Like, that is the fourth one, or is it just kind of like the same thing on a repeat? Or
not really mattering to me.
Yeah.
It seems like it's a new story. So if you are new to the Diablo series, you're not going to be. I'm sure there's things that have been popped up in the story that are like, if you were a fan, you'd be like, that. But I'm not. I don't feel out of the loop. Like in the story, the story structure is set up to where your character's new to this situation. Mm-hmm. So am I. I'm new like my character. We're just in the woods trying to get warm, and all of a sudden we hear this town needs help with the demon, basically. And I'm like, I guess I'll do it.
Cool. Well,
yeah, that's all I've been playing.
Nice.
Yep.
That's exciting. Lots of new things to play. I totally feel you on the decision paralysis thing because I struggle between wanting to play, obviously we have this podcast and I want to be able to talk to you guys about like what's out, what's new, what's happening. But then I'll be like, ooh, there's this game that's been on Game Pass for X amount of years and it's, I want to see what it's about. So I also struggle with, especially now, like, it's been, I think, a little bit over a year now that I've had my PC, and there's so much access to so many games. And so I'm like, oh, what do I want to play next? And so I recently finally, drum roll, finished a game. Resident Evil 4 remake, finished it. Woo!
So
took me forever.
Good.
Very good, very good. I have a lot of things to say about it, but I'll keep it brief here. I do think that even though we talked and like you don't have to have the prior knowledge, there was some things I was confused about a little bit, but not to the point where it affected like my game enjoyment of experience. But there were some things where like I don't know who that person is and it feels like I should know who they are, but like a couple moments of that. But otherwise, like I loved the gameplay loop. I think that like it was hard. First of all, I had to drop it down a couple times.
Oh yeah, me too.
But I still really enjoyed it. The resource management is really fun. I like seeing like myself like open up the map more and like figure out where things are, being able to go back and do things you weren't able to do before. Especially like having like you have like somebody with you majority of the game, like a second person.
Is it Ashley?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Ashley gets so annoying, and I love Resident Evil just for some of the lines.
So cheesy and corny.
She says some stupid things, and I'm just like, it's not the moment for this, Ashley.
Sometimes
why are you saying?
She'll be like, oh, we should, we make a good team, and I'm like, y'all just almost died. Like,
she's like, oh yeah, you're just running for your life. You're just like your last bullet, and you make like, oh God, we do so good together. You didn't do anything. You just ran around.
Yeah, you almost just
get
died.
Grabbed.
But I love the puzzles. I love like figuring stuff out, figuring out where to go, like the mazes that you encounter. And like, I just think it's a really well done. And like, it was nice to see like one, also looked great, by the way. Like the graphics looked phenomenal. Like everything looked really well.
Game's gorgeous.
Yeah. I was very surprised by that. But I will say still, like a special place in my heart is held for Resident Evil Village.
I know, me too. I love Ethan Winters so much.
It's just so good. Like, not just, but I think I definitely enjoyed that more and look on that more fondly, but I still had a really good time. I do think I'm craving something now that's less linear. Like you were talking about, like with Tears of the Kingdom, I do still plan on getting to that. And I mentioned on one of our last episodes that I started Breath of the Wild as my first ever Zelda game. But I don't know. I need something a little more open now.
I think you should just go to Tears of the Kingdom, Kayla.
I think I need it.
I just called you Kayla.
Kayla.
Which is actually, a family member's mom's name.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Oh.
Kayla.
So yeah.
That's what, Kayla, not Gayla. Gaming Kayla.
Gayla. Gamela. Sorry.
Gamala.
Oh, Gamala. That sounds like a sci-fi name.
I feel like I've heard that somewhere.
Gamora is probably what you think of.
Maybe that's where it is. Yeah.
So yeah, I finished that, and then I'm still playing through Jedi Survivor. I had put that down for a moment to finish Resident Evil, and now that I've finished it, I'm just like straight lining going through Jedi Survivor. Jerica, I know you put it down, but it's really good. It's really good. I am having a great time. I don't want to spoil this, and I will not spoil anything, but there's a mechanic that I did not expect. And like,
okay.
And I really want to be able to talk to somebody about it. I'll have to, whenever you get there. And it's something kind of small. Like it's not necessarily a huge deal, but it's something I didn't expect at all. And I was like, oh, what a nice little treat in addition to this game. But I finally made it to the second planet. Because, I was just kind of bebopping around. I like to see the map open up on my screen. There's a lot to do, a lot of different things. So it's like, it's semi-open. Like there's lots of different side quests you can do, just like in the first game, but still has like a linear, like kind of storyline, but you can kind of go off and do your own thing. You unlock new abilities just like you did in the first one, where you can go revisit. Hunter, my husband, is, if you're listening, like he recently was trying to 100% the game, and wow, it's a bold choice. Because the planets, each planet has like so much to see and explore and go to. So that is not my journey. I will not be 100%ing the game. Don't get your hopes up. But I'm having a good time. And honestly, I haven't noticed many additional technical issues that I know we talked about a couple episodes ago about kind of what they experienced upon the launch. But I'm having a really great time with it. But I also, like I said, I just want something. I need something else. I want to try something else, just kind of on the side. Something that was announced during Summer Game Fest that I believe went live just a couple days ago. I've been playing the new Fortnite map. How I am. I'm always in there. There's some Transformers stuff in there now. That's fun. There's like big cannon gun. That's fun.
That's crazy.
Blowing people up. It's always a good time.
Like, is it part of like I would assume Optimus Prime?
Yes.
Like that was a question I actually had when I watched the trailer, like when they sort of I guess announced Optimus Prime's in the game too.
Yeah.
One question I have is that when you play a different character or pick one of these skins or character types, like they have a gun built into their arm, like are you starting like
unfortunately
with the gun? Not. Okay, like you still have to pick up like thing. Like sometimes I feel like some of these characters have added benefits, right? That if you don't play as this character, you might not have. So it makes it, not equal here. Like if I'm Optimus Prime, I have a gun like built into my costume.
Versus
disadvantage. I'm always gonna pay money to play as Optimus Prime. So I assume everybody's still even, like in terms of what they start with.
Right. It's purely aesthetic reasons. Like that's honestly it. And I just like to collect the different skins. But the Optimus Prime weapon is like it's like dropped in the universe, basically. It's a looter shooter type of deal. So like they just exist out in the map. So even shot for sure. But that's all I've been playing. And then there's a lot of new indie games that I'm interested in. So I'm gonna bring back my segment where I talk about an indie game each episode, a new one. Because I have a lot that I'm interested in, a lot that wasn't out in Wholesome Games, a couple I'll talk about later, but that's all I've been playing recently. We got a lot to dive into, Jerica. I know that you've got some videos lined up. I guess chronological order. The first thing that happened that was on May 24th, so pre-Summer Games, PlayStation Showcase. That happened recently. Which
we could finally talk about it.
Yeah.
What? Sorry.
No, I was just going to say.
Jump in.
If you guys are in the chat and want to talk about like anything that you saw that was your favorite thing that got announced, anything that you're super excited about, please let us know in the chat and we'll make sure we spend some time on it. But yes, Jerica, sorry.
Obviously, we were excited to see more Spider-Man. That was and that was there, luckily. But the showcase. There's definitely something that happened to make that showcase fall a little flat.
Yeah.
I don't know the circumstances or what maybe dropped out or was it ready to be shown. I don't know because I still can't really put my finger on like was this all intentional or did something happen where some games just couldn't be there? I don't know. But
We had
later
theories.
on it came out that, you know, Naughty Dog sort of like slowing down or at least putting the brakes on or revisiting their multiplayer game. So whatever that project, what that looks for The Last of Us. So that's sad. So we don't know what could come of that, but we were all expecting to see that here because this time last year during the summer showcase, they had Neil Druckmann on like talking about the Last of Us remake, first game, and he was like, "Well," and they also unveiled the new multiplayer project, and he said that you will be able to see more of it. I think next year or soon. I forget what was said. At some point, he said soon. Anyways, the timeline. The way it sort of was rolled out, like we were expecting to see it at the showcase.
Yeah.
And it didn't show, which was disappointing. So that I think that just also affected my hype levels for this show.
We talked a lot about in the last episode how excited we were about potential things.
I was so like I got mad because I was so excited for this showcase and it was such a letdown. So I don't think it will hurt them too much for the future showcases, but I definitely will temper my expectations now because they did have every showcase they've done, which has been a few years, so it's just strange because it seems like why was this one the way it was? I don't really know. But there were a couple of other things announced during the showcase that obviously we'll get to the Spider-Man 2 gameplay first look. But you know, go ahead.
We thought that they would open with that and they didn't open with that. It was like in the middle randomly.
And they might have originally been opening with that, but that had to be their big thing. That had to be their one last thing for the showcase. So because that was it. That was the one, in my opinion, the one biggest thing. I know there was like I was gonna get to it. Metal Gear Solid 3 remake.
Yeah, which is really cool. I know that you didn't you say something about you had some sort of Metal Gear prediction. I think so.
Well, it was sort of rumored that there was some stuff that was rumored. I wouldn't necessarily say leaked, but there was some information out there that was a thing that was happening.
Yeah.
But Metal Gear Solid, and we'll talk about. I want to get your thoughts on Spider-Man in just a second.
Okay.
Then Sony randomly announces this little handheld device called Project Q, which is like a streaming dual sense controller. Basically, it's like your phone was attached. Let me unplug my controller, like an iPad or something. It's like right on top of your. Let me mess with the. I can't do it, but yeah,
it's like covering the whole controller.
Yeah, it didn't work the way I intended, but it's got like a dual sense controller sides to it, it's like a Switch basically. But I think it's all one unit. Nothing gets separate from it, and it's basically just streams games.
Yeah. I was going to ask you how you felt about this.
I don't know. I don't think I don't think it was necessary.
I don't love the way it looks.
It could run the game, like if it was its own thing and could run the games and on its own without streaming. Like I want to be able to download the games. Cool. Possibly a cool thing we got going on here. You know, if we had like a situation like the Switch, right? You can play it on the TV or play it handheld. Like if this was a situation where, is it a new Vita? Is it a new handheld device that I can play PS5 games on? Cool. But that's not what this is. That's not what this is. I think it's for someone that wants to stream their games. And I think I would assume, I don't know all the specs, but I assume it just streams from the PS5. Like
I think so.
I would, if I was playing with a controller on my iPad. Using the PlayStation Remote app.
I do know that it has DualSense capability, so you get like the DualSense reactions. You know what I'm saying? Like in the controller. But it's 8-inch HD. It's just HD screen.
I don't know. Because like if I need a PlayStation to stream the games to this thing anyways, I'm just gonna play on my TV. Like why would I play handheld if I don't know. Moral of the story is, I don't know why. Jerica does not know why.
Kayla also does not know why. But
We do not know why.
there's also earbuds too.
Those look sort of cool.
Those actually kind of do look cool.
But they look cool. I like the little charging case they came
I bet they're going to be like $300. So.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. And then, of course, Alan Wake 2 was shown off.
Ooh.
Kayla, have you ever played Alan Wake?
No.
It's like a 10-year-old game.
I've been told that I would really like it because isn't it by the same people who did Control?
Absolutely.
And I loved Control.
And I really hope it just like sort of feels like a more of a Control situation. It almost says a Control game-like experience, because I have never beaten the original Alan Wake. I remember playing it years ago. Like it's over 10 years old, I think, at this point. But I remember playing Alan Wake, and you just like the cool thing about that game when I played it for the first time was like you're controlling a flashlight and like, you know, dispersing ghosts with your flashlight, which is pretty cool.
Love
ghosts. It's a creepy game. Yeah, it's spooky.
Love creepy games.
A lot of in the same vein that Control has, like that theme of, you know, I don't know, I wouldn't call it like Twin Peaksy,
like conspiracy ish.
No, not really conspiracy, but it's just sort of like a wacky sci-fi scary situation.
Yeah.
And I use the term wacky because it just, you know, Twin Peaks, sort of silly, you know? But
Far-fetched.
Alan Wake 2, yes. Alan Wake looks really cool because when they announced this, and I'm playing the video too, you're not just playing as Alan Wake, like you're playing as another character named Saga, who looks like she works for the FBI and is investigating this situation. I forgot the name of the town that Alan Wake takes place in, but she's investigating something that's happened. And from what I can, what was shared at Game Fest, because more was explained during Game Fest, you can go back and forth between Alan Wake and Saga, like and it can be done at any point in time. So you could play the whole game as Alan Wake, or you could play the whole game as Saga.
Nice.
And not even, and yeah. So I'm curious to see how like going back and forth between them, like how that advances the story, and like how much it like, are you gonna lean playing towards like one of the characters, or you want to like go back and forth a lot?
That's cool. You can switch whenever.
Yeah, from what I understood, that seems like what you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
But the game looks good. It's spooky. Kayla, you'll love it because it's just spooky.
I love spooky.
So I never beat the original, so I really will need to go look and see how
I wonder
that
if it's on
played
Game Pass
out.
or something, or no, it would be on Steam maybe.
Actually, they had a remaster come out. I actually bought that on the PlayStation.
Okay.
It wasn't too expensive, but like I wanted to replay it, and I just got distracted. So maybe I'll get to it before this one comes out. So yeah.
Did they give a date?
2. October 12th.
Nice.
Nope. I'm sorry. That's Assassin's Creed.
Which we did get a date for that, yeah.
October 17th.
Okay, cool.
For Alan Wake 2.
October. Spooky time. Perfect.
Spooky time.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, in Assassin's Creed, you got a date. We already had seen, or at least got this announcement, but we didn't have a date yet. So they gave us a date. I mean, it looks good. It looks more Assassin's Creed. You know, Assassin's Creed is just more of it. Was there anything else besides Spider-Man, which I know we're gonna watch, that interested you, Jerica? We got the Plucky Squire. We got another look at that.
Kayla. I'm sorry. I was making sure the video was like at least looping. It started playing something else. Okay. What did you say?
Plucky Squire.
Sorry, I got distracted by doing audio video stuff. Multitasking, it's hard.
Yeah. We got another look
Plucky
at the
Squire.
Plucky Squire.
Plucky Squire is hard to say fast. Yeah. Really excited to play that. It's such a cool looking game.
It's a great concept.
Yeah, just going in and out of like a coloring book into the real world and like changing art styles depending on like how you're playing it is really neat.
But we didn't get a date still. We still don't have one.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. From what hold on, let me double check, make sure I'm right. But I don't think we got a date still. I'm very interested in this. So I was trying to make sure we kept an eye out. Yeah. No.
Primarily during the showcase. Oh, so we don't have a date yet. So
allegedly this year. Allegedly.
Well, During
way,
the showcase, though, that what?
Alan Wake's $14 on Steam. I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Maybe you should take a gander at it, Kayla. Just take a gander.
I think I will. Yeah.
What I was saying was, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to dive in, but a lot of the games we are not going to have time to talk about during this moment right now. A lot of the games that came out of the showcase were also multiplayer games that are from a lot of Sony first parties. So there were first party announcements at this showcase, but it's from newer studios that have been either, I think, created, acquired, moved around, and then got the stamp of you are a PlayStation first party studio.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I think Jade Raymond's Haven studio reveals Fair Game. That was a new multiplayer experience. It almost looks like you're like robbing a bank.
I thought that looked interesting.
It looked cool. CGI trailer, so we don't know what like gameplay is actually going to look like.
Yeah.
There was other games too. There's a few multiplayer games that PlayStation had promised that they were going to deliver on, and they did. I think a lot of that just didn't hit because we're just not familiar with these new studios. Like, they're first party games from PlayStation. We're just not familiar with the studios. They're making new things.
Yeah.
So that probably also added to the fact that it did seem like we got a lot of big announcements. So there was a few things in there. We're just gonna have to sort of wait to see what those games really are and how they play. So as of right now, I'm just, lukewarm on these things because, you show Kratos' blades and immediately the crowd's going to freak out and they don't even need to know what it is. They just recognize Kratos. But and so these games that don't have an established IP or established previous title, it's just, we're like, okay, cool. It's a new thing.
Right.
But anyways, I'm rambling now, but I will continue on because one thing I did want to add, there was a moment where I screamed during the PlayStation Showcase, and that was the official Lightfall trailer for the next and last expansion of Destiny 2.
Oh, yeah.
It's so exciting. I didn't expect that, and it was freaky because I feel like we've talked about this on the show. Have we talked about this on the show yet?
No.
Maybe I just talked about it with you. God, it's been so long ago. I freaked out because there is a returning character that has died, Kayla.
Oh, we talked about it together, yes. Not on the show, though.
Okay, cool. I was like, wait. So I screamed when I saw Cade 6. Cade 6 is back, but we don't know how. It does appear in this trailer that they have figured out how to get inside the Traveler, which, if you listen to the show or hear me talking about Destiny, the witness at the end of Lightfall zapped a little triangle into the Traveler, went inside of it, tried to get the Traveler. Traveler didn't even try to run. It just stood there and let it get triangled. So, yeah, but it looks like on the inside of the Traveler, supposedly, Cade 6 there, and we figured out how to get in there. I don't know how that's going to play out, but I'm really excited.
You were very excited. I loved it.
I mean, that was a major character to kill off. He's voiced by Nathan Fillion, so got a big popular voice in there. But I'm glad to have him back. And we got the Bungie's new game, Marathon, got announced. So they are working on a new project. Looks like a multiplayer experience. Marathon was a game back in the day. It's an old Bungie game. I had no idea what it was until I saw. I was like, what? So definitely an old game. I think you could. I remember Josh sort of mentioning that he played it, I think, on a Mac, which is pretty funny. It's an older game. Anywho.
Spider-Man.
We'll get to Spider-Man when you're ready. Are you ready to talk about Spider-Man?
Let's go. Really quick in the chat, Ravi said Jade Raymond been bouncing around. She was head of games at Stadia, and her game didn't even get to come out before Stadia went under and Sony picked up her studio. So they are probably still in the early phase of that.
Yeah.
And then, he said he used to play Marathon because it was one of the few Mac games. Let's discuss Spider-Man, shall we? Let's talk about it. I'm totally down. I'll be transparent. I didn't watch this entire gameplay segment because I've seen what I need to see. You know what I mean? I think that, it was long. It was like, what was it? 10 minutes? Was it that long? No? Was it 5 minutes? I don't know.
12 minutes to 24 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I feel like it showed a lot. I think that I'm excited for it. I do hope that it lives up to the hype. I know that me and you talked a little bit about this like separately off the show, but I do think that it might need a little bit more work. In some areas, like I think it looks fun. I love the symbiote suit. I think that looks really cool. Archimero Hunter in the chat said Daddy Craven. Craven is cool. Craven is really cool.
I did not know who Craven was. I had to look it up after this. I
Yeah.
was like, Craven? Everybody's talking about Craven. I'm
Yeah.
not well versed in Spider-Man lore,
That's all
unfortunately,
right.
unless it was in the movies with Tobey Maguire.
So yeah, that it looks good. I think that when is the date for this again? Is it September? I believe
They didn't do the release date until the show or the Summer Game Fest, and I think it was in October. Let me pull it up.
Oh, for some reason I thought we already had one. I guess I'm wrong.
Nope. We just knew this year. We just still didn't know like what time frame. Rumor was I think it's October as well.
Okay, cool.
Spider-Man release. I can't.
But yeah, I hope that doesn't seem like I'm a hater. I'm really excited for it. I just think that like I don't want to see like I want to play, you know. I don't want to see all of the first little sequence, you know, because it was getting pretty in depth, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna not watch till the end. So I didn't watch all of it. October 20th, Archimero said. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of my overall thoughts. I'm excited. I think I've seen what I need to see. You know, I think I'm good.
Sorry. Well, don't look at this gameplay because I'm playing it right now.
It's okay. It's not a situation where I'm like, oh no, no spoilers. I think I just assume like, I'll just play it. I'm gonna play it either way. You know.
I am excited to see like, I do know enough thanks to the Tobey Maguire movies.
My honestly favorite movies.
That Venom, I know a little bit of his backstory, but I talked to your husband today because I was excited because I read that they're telling their whole unique Spider-Man story, which is really cool. I love that. We don't really know what to expect. But, this Venom is not an Eddie Brock Venom.
Right.
There's a new origin for him. And just hearing, what your husband was speculating on was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what makes me excited because I know enough to know that Venom's bad.
Yeah.
I just don't know how it's going to affect Peter, or will he ever get rid of it, or is it he's stuck with it? I don't know what's going to happen. That's why it's exciting to see what Insomniac decides to tell. And I know nothing about Craven, so he could literally do dog grooming on the side and I wouldn't know any different and think, oh wow, big character development for Craven.
Yeah. What do you think?
I know he's a hunter.
About everything.
It looks great, and apparently more details were also shared that the map, New York is going to be much bigger. There's new areas in New York that we'll be able to explore in this game. That was confirmed. So
the suit looks really good.
The suit looks great. I do like Peter's sort of angry Peter voice, as the Venom is taking over his body.
Mm-hmm.
And then just playing as Miles. I loved playing Miles Morales. I loved sort of the way that he, his little spider dude magic works. I don't know how that is. It magic? No, electric attacks that he has. Yeah. Anyways, I can't wait to see how they evolve their powers and how they fight.
Mm-hmm.
You are not going to be able to swap back and forth between them at the same time. That has been confirmed, because a lot of people were speculating you'd be able to swap back and forth, or if it would be multiplayer, and it is not. Still a single player experience. But it looks like they're going to be setting up the story in a way that makes sense to swap in between the characters.
Sure. Yeah. I'm excited. I've seen what I need to see. I'm good. I'm going to play it, Well, all right. I think that wraps up PlayStation. We can move all right along.
But I will say this. I'm going to do drop a little hint just so you can stick around. What do we call that? Clickbait or something?
Clicker
or listen bait? I'll say that, I usually pick, there's a lot of games coming out now in September and October. I will say this. I'm not asking off for Spider-Man. I'm asking off for something else now. I'm going to pick one game to ask off for at least 3 to 4 days to play.
I think I know
which Spider-Man now. Ooh, stay tuned to find out what it is. It only can be a few things.
Yep.
All right, what's next? What
us know in the
was the
chat.
next? Man, we spent way too long on the PlayStation Showcase, and it wasn't even that cool.
I know.
We'll hit some of the highlights now
yeah.
from Summer Game Fest.
For sure. There was a lot. So with the Devolver, was there? I think you had one thing from Devolver that you wanted to show.
Oh yeah, I mean the biggest thing. Hold on, I'm just changing the topic on you. I apologize. We don't really have any structure to this, so
yeah. We're excited about games. We're just talking about games.
Yeah, Game Fest was cool. Jeff Keighley's things was cool. It ended with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which was amazing.
Yeah,
good to see what that's shaping up to be. Other than that, I think we just know it's early next year when it's coming out.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
So part 2 to Final Fantasy VII, apparently it's going to be 2 discs. Like if you buy the game physically, there's going to be 2 discs. It's insane.
Wow.
Massive. And then, I didn't mean to segue away from this event. I'll go through the list to make sure there's nothing else I want to mention from Keighley's show, because there's a lot of games shown off. We just can't talk about all of them, which I wish we could. But, I got one other thing, so don't let me forget. Devolver Digital always does a showcase every year, and I love it so much because it's just always stupid, scripted storyline.
It's always funny. It's always a good time.
But one of the games that really caught my eye, and I'm going to play the video for you now, is called Baby Steps. And
yes.
It's such a unique game. Oh, I started playing kind of funny. Here we go. It looks like a really cool game because I'll just, set it up. It looks like you're a 35-year-old man living in your parents' basement. And you're like, what kind of game is this? And it's called Baby Feet, and basically you're teleported through the TV, I think. And he's like in his pajamas, his onesie. It looked like me on my vacation, which was, it's a good look. But I thought it was so funny because this whole premise is based on you moving around this world and trying to get to from point A to point B by controlling just his legs.
That is so funny. I'm watching it now. That is hilarious. I missed this.
It reminds me of Human Fall Flat, so where you sort of like control every part of the body, but this is literally all you have control over is the legs, and it's so dumb looking, but I want to play it so bad.
That is hilarious.
It's from the developers that made Ape Out, which I never got to play that, but it looks also like a good time.
Mm-hmm.
This is just so dumb. It's right up my alley. It looks like the perfect game I would play. Probably me and my friend Laura will get a lot of get some hours into playing this.
Y'all are gonna have to stream that. That would be really funny.
Yeah.
I did. That's really funny. So that was at Devolver, right? Wasn't the not to, I don't know exactly what you want to go over next, but I know that you mentioned before the show Pal World. Was that also Devolver?
I think that was during Game Fest. But,
okay. We're just jumping around. Who cares?
Do you know about Pokemon, Kayla?
What is that? I actually have never heard of it.
Well, it's not actually Pokemon. This is a game that looks a lot like Pokemon. But really, there's guns involved, and it just looked chaotic, and I just wanted to talk about it with you.
I'm sold.
Have you ever wanted to play Pokemon with guns?
Honestly, every day of my life, every single day.
Pal World is a game that you'll be able to do that. But, here's the thing. Here's the question I have. Yes. And I don't know how game development works. I don't know how trademarking works or anything like that. I know these aren't actually Pokemon.
But they look really similar.
They look too similar. Like, how is that possible? I'm not critiquing it. This game looks like an interesting time. I love the creativity. But I've never understood. It looks too similar.
Yeah, you'd think you'd be suing if you were Pokemon,
But it might be something I check out because it's just so I'm intrigued by what you're actually doing in this game.
I'm very intrigued. I saw this and I was like, I literally thought the exact same thing. Pokemon with guns. I'm sold. Robbie said they have showed this off somewhere else before. This is the first time I've seen it, but I believe you.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that was at the actual. I'm sorry. I also didn't watch these live and watch them after the fact, so I get a little bit confused on like what was where. But it's all under the umbrella of Summer Game Fest, right? But there was some that was shown off like at the actual like event with Jeff Keighley.
Yeah. Jeff Keighley had the 1 hour. I think it was like an hour long showcase where he unveiled or revealed a few things, and then oh god, I'm just rambling to get to this one last thing before we move on. I got it. Another hype moment from the Summer Showcase stream was Sonic Superstars, Kayla. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a bit, I like Sonic the Hedgehog. I like
love
going
Sonic.
fast. Okay. Very cool game. I'm gonna pull this up now. So I played these nonstop as a kid. I had a Sega. I was a Genesis kid. They are remaking, which they sort of done in the past, but this is a whole other visual upgrade they've never done before. And the game looks brand new. It's like if the same levels we know and love, same games from our Sega Genesis,
cute.
had a new coat of paint. And the whole foundation of this house is brand new. So I am
New house.
I'm so ready. And from the trailer, I could we could probably read about it here and there. Like I haven't had time to like read up on this, but looks like you can play with other people. Like it might be multiplayer.
Oh,
so
fun.
And possibly up to 4 different people can play.
What a nice
co-op. Okay, here we go. Here we go. You team up with your friends. Said that in the trailer. So I don't know if you've ever played the OG Sonic games from, the 90s. But
I have.
Okay, cool.
I didn't have a Genesis, but my friend did, and so I played on theirs. And so I didn't own it necessarily, but I did get to play it. And so Sonic does hold a lot of nostalgia for me. Mainly the Sonic Adventure games are what I played the most. But I also did play this, and I was a Sega kid, honestly. So I'm really excited for this too. I think it looks great also and really fun. And it's also going to be really fun if you play co-op.
I remember now that you're a big Sonic Adventures fan. I sort of forgot that for a split second.
That's one of my Sonic Adventure is one of my favorite games.
Sonic goes across many generations.
Yes.
But Sonic's one of the first games I ever played.
Aww.
This specific game. The Sonic
exciting.
1, the first Sonic game. So I cannot wait to see how that looks.
Yeah.
Very
I wonder
cool.
if it's just like couch co-op or if you can play like online multiplayer. That's also interesting. I would like to know.
I don't know. I need to look it up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I totally forgot about that until you brought it back up. But I did look at that. Another thing from just really quickly from Summer Game Fest, Banishers Ghost of New Eden. This is something I'm interested in. They showed it off, I think, at the Game Awards, I believe.
Yes.
First. This looks really cool. Like you're like basically like demon ghost hunting, like that sort of thing. Like it looks really cool. So yeah, you're basically ghost hunters that are vowed to protect like from these ghosts. And the gameplay looks interesting. The art looks cool. It's coming to all of the platforms at the end of 2023. And so we just got another look at like the story. I think they gave a little bit of gameplay too, but that's something that I thought was cool. From the actual Summer Game Fest.
Don't Nod's doing that game too. It is. Jesus Christ. They're doing 2 games. Yeah. I didn't realize that was Don't Nod as well.
Yeah.
Also if you Don't Nod creators of Life is Strange 2, Captain Spirit, Vampire. Twin Mirror, Tell Me Why, Remember Me, Banishers, and then another new game that got announced today. Wow.
Yeah. Let's see. I think that's, that's some of the bigger things for me that caught my attention. That one, I also have Banishers on my fantasy game league. So hopefully that as well. Witcher 3 trailer, randomly. We got that. Looks great.
I never finished season 2. Audrey did, and she said it was fine.
I liked it.
I don't know if some of the newness rubbed off from the first season or I don't know.
I'm a big fan. I read the books though, so I think I have like a specific attachment that way. But they did say after the season Henry Cavill's not going to be in it anymore. I just don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can do that to myself.
I didn't even know they were doing a season 3 with him.
I also was confused on that, but this is the last one, and then he's gone.
Well, I hope he's just gone and they just stop because I don't want another face.
Yeah, I just don't think it's gonna work out if they like if they go with somebody else. That's a pet peeve of mine in media is when like, and I get it, things happen, contracts expire, people go off to do other things. But when you replace like a very well known like face with something else, like, and pretend it doesn't happen, like there's no like when they just like are pretending that it's like not a thing, that drives me crazy. When they do that, that happens a lot in TV shows, especially ones that run for a long time.
Break the fourth wall and be like, I know I'm not the same guy. Just be okay with it. I wish they'd do that,
Oh, you have Fae Farm pulled up, don't you?
I do have Fae Farm. Are you ready to tell us about this game, Kayla?
Yes, I'm ready. Long ago. I'm just kidding. I'm a big simulator. I'm a big farm sim, like I love that kind of thing. This one is cool because not only do you have the classic like life simulator, farm simulator, you also have like magical creatures involved. So like, and then you, I believe you turn into an animal at night and you go and like explore and you get resources and things like that to help your farm. But the gameplay looks super cute. I'm sold. All you got to do is show me like some cute, colorful vegetables in a garden and I'm going to play it, It's coming to Switch. It also has online multiplayer as well. I think it's Switch and Steam. And, you get to decorate your house. You get to do all the fun things. Liam Hemsworth will be his replacement, The Witcher. That distracted me. Is that real? Anyways, I'm sorry, I got distracted.
We need to know. Is that true?
That seems, I don't know about that. I don't know. But yeah, Fae Farm, I believe that the release date is in September, but you better believe I'm going to play it. I'm going to probably try to stream it. If anybody wants to play it with me, multiplayer, that's exciting. But it's got a cute little story as well, and you just water your plants, and that's the kind of life I want to live. That's just the games that I like.
Honestly, I do too, Yeah.
Alrighty, well, what do you have queued up next, Jerica? I don't want to spend too long on certain things.
I mean,
what else you got?
We can get back into, or go and get into the Xbox showcase that happened today.
Yeah, hot off the press.
Sunday. Because, rumors were flying. All right. There's rumors all the time. But there's rumors being said that Xbox was going to have a good showing and that every trailer thing they were going to show was either going to be gameplay or partial like CGI cinematics.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of it was going to have some sort of gameplay in-game things, which I was like, no way, don't believe it. Believe it when I see it. But Xbox has delivered. I don't remember the last showcase from Xbox where I was blown away, might be a little too extreme, but hyped. Like, I'm excited. Like, this showcase made me want to tell Audrey, we might need another Xbox. We can both play these things. Because we're going to both want to play, and like we can't share the one Xbox now. So finally, I'm starting to think, oh shoot, one, I want to pick up my Xbox again. And number two, we might need more than one. I know Audrey said the same thing. She's like, wow, I've really wanted to play. So finally, I'm just excited because Xbox seems to have turned the corner here with all these games from their studios they've been developing and working on. And we really didn't get to see a lot of gameplay the last 2 years, but it seems now that they have been cooking long enough. And I tweeted this earlier, and like, it's time to eat, Kayla.
It's time to eat.
And
we're hungry.
Xbox kicked it off with a banger. Kayla, have you ever played a Fable game?
I have not played a Fable game.
God, you would love it. Like, I know it'd be right up your alley. Like, I played Fable 1, 2, and 3. Fable 1 has a very special place in my heart because it was a unique experience. That RPG, you create your character, go through the world, make decisions, but it was really what's a standout like mechanic of Fable is that you get to make choices in the world, and the more you lean towards good or bad, your character becomes evil or good. Your hero that you create is either evil or good, and you can sort of go back and forth with that. But the worst decisions, the bad decisions you keep making, make your character look and feel evil.
I like that.
But it's really cool. Fable 2 is my favorite Fable game. And I just remember playing that for the first time. And it's sort of sad that I played Fable 2 when I was in college. Dang, it's old. I'm old. Felt my first few gray hairs the other day.
Oh, yeah.
It's really sad.
Silver.
But Fable's phenomenal. I'm leading with this just to say there's a new Fable game. We've known this in development by Playground Games, if I'm not mistaken, which I just want to pull this up because I want to know exactly what they worked on before. Playground Games. I feel like they've made racing games in the past, which is really interesting that they're making a new Fable game. So let's see. Yeah, they've made Forza Horizon.
Oh, wow.
So
interesting.
And now they're making the new Fable game.
Wow.
So it's not the same studio that made the original Fable games. So it has been picked up and rebooted to some extent, I would assume. Regardless, we got the first trailer for it today. So did you have a chance to look at the Fable or watch the Fable trailer? Do you have any connection to the content you saw?
I did. I don't have a connection to it because I haven't played it, but I will say I'm interested. It made me want to go back and play them. Let me ask you this. You may have already said that. It's a remake, right? Like they're remaking it, or is it it's a new game?
It's a new Fable game.
Ooh, that's exciting for you guys that are fans.
And that's what I sort of meant, as a reboot. It's like they haven't had a proper Fable game and since Fable 3.
Okay,
there was this multiplayer game that came out, but it was bad, and we'll just pretend it didn't exist. But we haven't had a proper Fable 3. Let me see when it came out. Fable 3. Like I said, it's old.
But yeah, I thought it looked really good. I mean, I have no.
The Fable 3 came out in 2010.
Oh, wow.
So I was incorrect. Fable. Nope. I was in college when Fable 2 came out. Dang it. I was like, oh, I was in high school. No, I was in college. So Fable 3 came out in 2010. So it's been a long time. And those games are just well known for their humor, gameplay, story beats. And it's really the humor and the storytelling that gets me every time. And just being able to make a character and you're in this fantasy world. You're making a fantasy character. Mm-hmm. It's all fantasy. It is so good. And I can't wait to see what kind of story they tell with this. I'm already excited. Just the humor's already there. It's perfect. There's giants, so that was exciting.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, I know that it had been rumored or it had been talked about for a while. We just hadn't seen anything until now, right? I think so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, no, they announced Fable last year.
Mm-hmm.
They announced it. We just didn't get any gameplay. It was just a
little snippet.
Title card trailer thing.
You
just
got
announcing that.
A lot of your most anticipated things were talked about in the showcase, Jerica. I saw a lot of these things and I thought of you. I was like, wow, they're really laying her up.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. They didn't really have anything else to show.
Yeah, that's true.
If they didn't show these things, it was gonna be a disappointment because they've been talking about these things for a few years now. But they delivered. They showed all the things that we thought they should show. So
Violet Oasis said Fable in all caps. Arabi said Chicken Chaser. I don't know what that means, but I support you.
I was hoping they would have a side announcement where they at least remaster or update any of the games.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a few versions out there. I can't really keep up with what has been remastered or not, but you can play them all on Game Pass right now. So
nice. Yeah, and then, Jerica, this is something that you've gotten me really hyped for. Don't know if you have a trailer for it, but I know you have thoughts on it. Hellblade 2. I know
actually,
that's...
pull up a trailer for it, unfortunately. No, I'm excited. The first one's really good, and I didn't get to tell you this, but did you play Hellblade? I can't remember.
No, but when they first showed this trailer a long time ago, right? I think they announced this a while ago. It looked really good, and so I was really intrigued. And I remember you telling me about the first one. But
the first trailer for Hellblade 2 is one of my favorite trailers of all time.
Yeah, that's
in-game announcements.
Yeah.
It was just really good, and it's going to be a weird game. It might not be the best game for a lot of people to play, because if you've watched the trailer, definitely watch it again with your headphones on, because they do some really cool things with audio where you are hearing voices from the top right of your room, the space bottom left. Like when I was in my car, I didn't realize my car did this as well as it did, but I heard set like voices in the top right, and I was like, oh, freaky,
spooky.
I was like, I'm gonna have to watch this again with my headphones in, because they do a lot of cool things with audio to really make it feel like you are hearing voices in your head, and that's part of the game. So, it's intense, but it's a good story. I'm sure this one's going to be even better. The trailer didn't actually do too much for me. Didn't really highlight anything new. It just seemed more of her. I don't know. It didn't do anything to hype me up. But I'm excited for the game. Like, they didn't really need to show me anything else from this game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to see, like, it's sort of like with you and Spider-Man. Like, I don't need to see anymore. I believe in it. I was hurt that it's not coming out this year. I would think surely this is coming out this year, but I think they're just keeping that all open for Starfield, which makes sense. We'll get to that later. But early next year, we're getting Hellblade 2. So I get one more chance to pick it in our fantasy league. Ooh, that's my song, because I really want to get that game and get the points for it. I think Cody stole it from me this year. Somebody did.
It's not coming out until next year. So.
Haha, you take that. Haha.
Yeah, I thought that was cool that they showed that. And then speaking of Starfield, Jerica,
before we get Starfield, because it was I'm going to talk a lot of that
the finale.
Do you care if I touch on one other thing?
Oh, of course.
That was showed? You don't care?
No.
Okay. All right. Two other games actually caught my eye. I mean, they actually had everything that was shown during this was amazing. There's the studio behind. I never actually played it, but I've seen people play. We Happy Few. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, I have played that.
You've played it?
Yeah.
Well, the same studio, Compulsion Games, they finally announced their new game, and you might have saw the trailer for it. South of Midnight. It looks like the claymation, stop motion sort of.
Yes.
Art style.
It looks weird.
I love it so much.
It looks so weird.
I can't wait to see what the gameplay is about it, or like how it actually, what you're doing in the game. But I'm already sold by this story trailer, whatever. You know
cinematic trailer, you know.
Yes, that's the word. It looks. I just like the art style of it so much. It looks really pretty, and they'll be a good studio to tackle this project, I assume. Okay, I need your thoughts on the Star Wars game, Kayla.
Oh, how did I forget? Oh my gosh, what the heck? Okay, so there was a lot, guys. There's so much. Outlaw, Star Wars Outlaw. Okay, so I have, I'm not an expert in any sense on Star Wars. However, I am a big fan. Clearly, I'm currently playing Survivor, having a really great time. I like when they try to introduce like something new into the Star Wars universe, because it's such a vast and like such a well-known franchise that I'm always down for some new people, some new ideas, some followings of new things. So you kind of are in the, again, not an expert. The Empire is going on, you've got the Empire happening, and then you have this girl who is living amidst the takeover of all of that going on. And it seems like she's just trying to make it alive. She's trying to be an outlaw, title drop. So I'm
love
interested.
The title.
I
think it's perfect. I like the design was like neon lights, and it was going out. I thought it was really good.
Oh shoot. Did they say the date? I can't remember. Did they say
I can look up. I was right. I was also talking to your husband about this game today, Kayla.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, what do you think about this? And then I told him that, Massive, they are, they develop the Division series. I was trying to think of like, I get some studios just like confused.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them out there.
They do the Division. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love the Division. So I can see them doing a good Star Wars game.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get a ton, but what we got looked really good. Any Star Wars universe, like anything in there, I'm gonna play it. Sign me up.
We will see more of this tomorrow because Ubisoft has
that's right.
their conference tomorrow, and they mentioned in this, that was at the end, was like, hey, tune in to see more coming 2024. So it's next year.
Okay, gotcha.
So I assume tomorrow we get gameplay, and learn more about what kind of game this is. Is it another Fallen Order single player story mission game? I'm fine with. I'm just excited. It looks like, Lara Croft, Uncharted, Star Wars, those things all together. Sounds like a good match.
It does. And I like that I like who we're following this girl. She looks cool. She's got almost like a little mullet thing going on.
She's like
she's got a shag, like
she's got a shag. She's got the Ellie going. She's got a little bun in the back. Like, this chick looks dope. It's like a brand new Star Wars character, right?
Yeah.
You do not know this girl. She's not. No. Okay, cool.
And I like that. I like when they do that. I like when they follow somebody new. I forget her name. I think they mentioned it. Yeah, brand new. They may some way tie her into the someone else or into the universe, but that's fine. I just like when they are trying new things with new characters. So I'm excited for it. I'm definitely interested. I'm excited to see what they show tomorrow. We'll talk about that on next episode. Yeah.
And probably we'll see more of Avatar, the blue ones.
Yeah, the blue ones. I'm so weak.
Pandora. Ubisoft tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Star Wars game. Another one. Get another Star Wars game.
Not
complaining. Not complaining. The other game I wanted to shout out. Unless you think of something else, please say, hey, I got something else to show, Kayla. Put up your hand and I'll definitely cue it up.
Hello.
This is called, I think it's called, I'm going to butcher this. Jusant?
I saw you tweeted about this.
Also a Don't Nod game.
There's a demo out right now too.
Oh, shoot. I'm going to play it then. I want to try it out. I don't know why I'm so excited about this game. I know nothing about rock climbing, but the idea that it could be a puzzle game where you're trying to figure out how to scale this mountain and the art style is right up my alley. I love everything about it. There's like a cute little thing in your backpack, but I thought it was so cool because it's just climbing a mountain, which I love trying to get.
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding, Tears of the Kingdom. Is there stamina here? I don't know, but it looked really cute. It looked cool. Cute and cool cute. Are my favorite things. The two C's. But Don't Nod also developing this game. Here's some gameplay real quick. Just trying to figure out how to climb. How to get up here.
It's really beautiful. And then I like the colors. The colors are really nice. But yeah, the demo's out now, Jerica, if you wanted to play it.
How do I play it? It's on Steam?
Yeah, demo's on Steam, I believe. Yeah. It shows right here because I pulled it up.
Well, I'm gonna download that right now.
Yeah.
Like literally, I'm doing right here. Okay.
I think that City Skylines 2 is something that I'm really excited for. I love a city builder, like we've talked about. The first one's good. It's very complex, very techie, looks fun. So the pre-order trailer got released. It's October 24th is when that comes out.
Another October game.
Yeah, lots of October. This one,
Flight
Justant does not have a date. It just says coming soon.
Flight Simulator for next year is going to be off the chain, Kayla.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I've never played any of them, but
I played these a lot as a child, and I might have said this on stream before. There's probably at least a 30 to 40% chance that I could land a plane in an emergency situation. It might be actually a little bit higher because of how much Flight Simulator I've played. I can land a plane. Okay, it depends how big the plane is, but I could land that thing. That's on my bucket list. That is one thing I want to do, is learn how to fly a plane. Still on my to-do list. I'm going to do it sooner rather than later.
You could do it. I believe in you.
I want to fly so bad. I think it's so cool. I love Flight Simulator. And one cool thing about the new one that's coming out next year, Flight Simulator 2024, it looks like you'll be able to do different scenarios, like different situations, whether it's emergency. Like I saw one situation where you had to rescue, like get in a helicopter and do like a rescue mission on a mountain.
Oh, fun.
There's one that's right up my alley where you are doing like scientific research and like trying to get as close as you can to this tornado.
Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know it was that like that, really.
There's like different jobs you can take, and you are doing the flying in these jobs, and it looks so freaking cool. How cool is it? I've never been excited about Flight Simulator. This is so exciting. A lot of different modes, so
that's how you know
that'll be a
Xbox did it
fun
right.
one to play. I got hyped about a flight sim trailer, so that's crazy.
That's funny.
All right, last thing, unless you think of something else. Anything else before we get into Starfield? Before we wrap this up?
No, that's it. I mean, I will quickly mention, this is separate, but the Wholesome Games Direct. You guys should definitely check it out. Honestly, you can just go to the website. It's wholesomegamedirect.com, I believe, and it lists. I really like how they lay out their information. They have like all of the games listed with their like cover art, and you can just kind of see what speaks to you.
I love that so much. I remember visiting it last year, their website, just to see Beastie Ball. I just remember seeing Beastie Balls a few times.
Yeah.
That's from the creator of Chicory. They made Chicory.
Oh, yeah. That's true. I forgot about that. So definitely check that out. There's a lot of really good ones. And you can plural.
Oh. Don't say Beastie Balls.
Beastie Balls.
It's Beastie Ball.
But yeah, you can check out like all of their stuff. There's a lot of really cool small creators that you should definitely go support, and it's fun to watch because I feel like the trailers are very creative. You can tell it's like people's passion projects. So definitely check that out. So, but on other terms, I would love to talk about Starfield because I'm very excited about it.
Can't remember either. I'm gonna ask another question. Mm-hmm. Kayla, have you ever played a Bethesda game? Have you ever played Fallout or Skyrim?
Yes. So Fallout and Skyrim are games that I have loved and enjoyed over the years. Skyrim, I have put many an hour into Skyrim, especially as a young teen. Woo. That was and what's funny is like I'm trying to think if I actually beat it because I just played around.
I didn't.
No, I don't think I ever did. I just enjoyed going around and playing and having a good time. But then also Fallout, I really enjoyed Fallout New Vegas was my favorite Fallout game. I really loved that one. So yeah, I have some experience with Bethesda. So
good to know. Well, what's your hype level at for Starfield after seeing more of it today? You know, they showed some of it off last year, but I'm gonna be honest, my skirt wasn't flying up. It was I was feeling pretty mid about it, as the kids say.
Mid, as the kids say. I was intrigued at the last one. I think that there was a lot still being announced at that time as well about other things, and so I think it kind of got lost in the sauce a little bit for me.
Okay.
But I was still really intrigued and excited, especially knowing where it was coming from. But this trailer, it knocked my socks off, Jerica. It looks really good. I'm sold. Like I said with Spider-Man, I'm just intrigued. It's something new. It's something different. It looks really fun. I still don't really know what's going on, to be honest. What? I'm just spacing around. Flying around,
just spacing out.
Spacing out.
I will say this: I am so glad they took the time, the whole extra year, to cook this game some more, because there was a lot of similar things because I'm actually pulled up what I'm playing now is from the Direct. They did a whole extra hour of Starfield after the showcase, and the gameplay that I'm seeing here definitely looks way better than what they showed last year. A lot of the mechanics, the gunplay, they even go into how much work they put into facial animation and capturing all of that. It looks so much better. This game looks solid. It looks really pretty. You should go if you haven't been able to watch the Starfield Direct, go back, take a look at it.
Yeah, I didn't actually watch the Direct. I need to do that still. There's
a lot there. Let me see if I can find. I was gonna just pull up the actual trailer. I'll just leave this playing. I'll leave this playing. There's how long is this? Like 40 extra minutes of Starfield. There's a lot. And back to your point where you said, I don't really know what's going on. It seems like there's going to be so many avenues you can take in this game, which, you know, if you've played Skyrim or Fable, especially Skyrim, there's just so many ways to play the game.
Yeah.
They went through talking about some of the character creation options, and you're going to be able to pick like some backstory for your character, which will change how you interact in the world and your background. There was one instance they used in this part where you're very popular. You're like a well-known explorer. A lot of people look up to you. You're famous. And your character got out of the ship, and this fan, like mega fan, comes up and gets in your face like, "Oh, can I have your autograph?" It was just funny, just because that's sort of what you picked to have some backstory on. Kayla, this is the game I asked off for.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yes. That's what I thought. I figured.
Because, you know, I'm a big space nerd, and this looks really dope. You know, it's different from space that it's definitely different from like Mass Effect, because this is, even though it's going to be a fantasy, some, you know, sci-fi, things that don't really exist yet, it's more grounded in reality. Like, they talk about, like, they partnered with NASA and like did all this research to make sure that like the certain planets, depending on how close they are to the sun, like actually have the right geo, and like,
which is cool.
They gave a lot of they put a lot of heart into this, and like a lot of it's based in what should be possible.
Accuracy. Yeah. As accurate as you can be with it being
so not as sci-fi in that manner, but more of, you know, literally if humanity was able to explore space, you know, hundreds of years from now, this is what it could possibly be like.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's critters around. There's alien like creatures, but as far as like, it seems like humans are the only humanoid folks around. There's no blue aliens.
As of now.
So as of right now, that could be something we're surprised with. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I'm excited.
I'm ready to play Starfield. I was feeling very about it. And now I'm at the point where I need to ask off to play it. And I sort of want the controller and the headset, which is dumb because I'm only going to have it to play this game, I guess.
I'm intrigued.
No, I take that back. There's going to be more Xbox games now. So that's exciting. I'm playing Fable.
Yeah. You've got a lot to be excited about. A lot on the roster. Like you said, great showcase. Lots of things delivered. Lots of hype to be had. It's a great time to be a gamer, like we said. Great summer to be a gamer. Can't wait.
I cannot wait to make my character for Starfield. There's so many options, Kayla. Like, I'm pulling it up now just so you can.
Yeah. Oh.
This is the part of the character creator. So, and I love it. There's different age ranges. Like, you could play as Grandpa if you want.
Grandpa, like your gym teacher.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you in Outlast Trials. If y'all haven't watched that was really fun. That was
I created a grandma.
Mm-hmm.
A grandma that was running away from, you know, crazy
zombie weird people. I don't even know what they are, honestly.
I called them zombie crazies.
But yes, I'm excited. Let us know in the chat what you're excited for. If you're listening after the fact, go on our socials, tell us, talk to us. We're always there to chat. But I'm surprised, honestly, we've only been talking for an hour and a half, because we could have talked another whole hour and a half.
Could have
about
rambled
everything,
on
honestly.
and on and on and on and on.
I could have went through every single game in the Wholesome Direct, honestly, but I will spare all of you.
I was going to do a shout out. We have a first time person in the chat. Slay, Soul, Sis, 28. Welcome. Slay. Agreed.
Ooh, hello. Welcome. We are normally this chaotic. I will say this is normal for us.
This is all normal. If this is enjoyable to you, then you're in for a treat. Are they ever organized? No. Do they ever start on time? No. But
it's the beauty of it.
We do care about what we're talking about. You can tell that, hopefully.
Yeah, that's for sure. You'll never get an inauthentic experience here, you know. I am, Jerica, we talked about this, could have used a Viva Pinata remake, but hey, maybe next year.
Hey,
maybe next year.
Anything's possible now at this I'm about to say PlayStation, this Xbox showcase. Xbox. Anything's possible now.
Yeah.
Making dreams reality here.
I definitely am gonna go back and watch the direct and get my, because I was hyped just from the trailer that they gave us. I was ready. But I definitely want to go back and watch that to get more detail. It looks like they have a lot of discussion around it, which is fun. But yeah, definitely a lot of good things happening. You can build your
ships. You can customize the ships. Kayla, I can keep going on. There's so much.
That's
Skyrim's
what, honestly,
gonna be massive.
That's what I'm excited about. Yeah. Give me all the custom. Give me the customization.
I might need to take off for a whole week, maybe a whole month, just to play Starfield.
Oh, hi, MROG36 in the chat. Just found your podcast recently and love what you two do. Keep up the good work. Can't wait to see Jerica and Kind of Funny. Thanks.
I'm going to pretend I've been there the whole time. I've been hiding in the toilet the whole time. That's how I'm going to keep myself from, getting too nervous. I've been here the whole time.
Yep. Aha! Hello. It is I, the lost member. But thank you for joining. We're about to wrap up, but definitely hope to see you in the future. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, Jerica, any closing thoughts before we end the episode?
Xbox is here. They're making games. They're being Xbox and being amazing, but maybe helping these game developers make games, hopefully. Yeah. But games are being made and they're coming out finally for Xbox, which, I know we primarily talk about PlayStation and everything. We're not in a console war. I do like to poke fun at both parties. I actually make fun of PlayStation this time with their Project Q handheld thing that they're making. That's sort of pointless to me. I don't know why. And the showcase was very bad. It wasn't great. But, I have been sort of like, I've also, my Xbox, I got an Xbox to play Halo. Mm-hmm. The thing's dusty. Halo was fine. I wasn't. But my Xbox is dusty. Halo is fine. I'm always rooting for everybody to make great games because the more games that are available, the happier I am. I don't care if I have to use another controller or use I try to use a keyboard and mouse. I want everybody to make great games everywhere.
Wow, all inclusive gaming in here.
That's what we're about, and I'm just so excited to see Xbox I'm excited to see them have such a good showing finally, and for people to sort of be like, this was the best part about this E3 time this year was the Xbox showcase. That's pretty. I would have never thought that. It's been a while since I would have ever predicted that. Yeah,
so for sure. I know what you mean.
I have my faith back in Xbox. I believe in if they can deliver in the games they showed off today, they'll be in a good spot. Especially with Game Pass. I just have to subscribe to Game Pass, so they're in a good place. All right, PlayStation, you need to schedule your next showcase now so we can.
We're ready for you.
Xbox is like, this is what our 2024 looks like. We don't know what PlayStation looks like at all. So yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll see. All right.
Give me Naughty Dog what project they're working on. I want to see that. Let me see it.
Just tell me. See it. Literally, they can just show us a trailer. I don't care. Just let me. I don't even need gameplay from PlayStation. Just tell me what it is. This is what we're working on.
Yeah, just tell me. Just tell
me. It could be 5 years from now. Just tell me. I just want to know. Yeah. I just want to know.
We're good.
Okay, we're done. We're good. It's like, why am I tuning into these ladies?
No, we got people. They're happy to be here,
Good.
But thank you guys for joining us live. Thank you guys for the good discussion. Again, you can always message us what you're excited about. We are always down to talk about games with you. And we'll see you next time.
Ubisoft Showcase tomorrow. We'll get to see more of that Star Wars Outlaws game.
I'm excited about that. I'll be posting about that for sure. Hopefully I can watch it live.
And the blue avatars.
Blue avatars. Okay. All right, bye.
Bye. See y'all next time.